Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nigamakalpatarorgalitam palam sukamukadamritadivasam mutam bibedabhaktam rasamalayam mohorohorasigabu vibhavukaham Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet Nashtapaye shabadeshu nittam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki Ete chamsa kala pumsam krishnastu bhagavan sayam Indriyari vyakulam lokam vridyante yuge yuge Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam Pranamaduka samanastam namami harim param. So we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 8th chapter, entitled The Churning of the Milk Ocean, text number 1. So first, I will read the introduction which Sri Prabhupada has given to this chapter, and then we'll read together the verse, and then we'll say a few words about the purport by Sri Prabhupada. This chapter describes how the goddess of fortune appeared during the churning of the ocean of milk, and how she accepted Lord Vishnu as her husband. As described later in the chapter, when Dhanvantari appeared with a pot of nectar, the demons immediately snatched it from him. But Lord Vishnu appeared as the incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the world, just to captivate the demons and save the nectar for the demigods. After Lord Shiva drank all the poison, both the demigods and demons took courage and resumed their activities of churning. Because of this churning, first a Surabhi cow was produced. Great saintly persons accepted this cow to derive clarified butter from its milk and to offer this clarified butter in oblations for great sacrifices. Thereafter, a horse named Uchaishrava was generated. This horse was taken by Bali Maharaj. Then there appeared Airavat and other elephants that could go anywhere in any direction. And she-elephants also appeared. The jam known as Kaustubha was also generated, and Lord Vishnu took that jam and placed it on his chest. Thereafter, a Parijata flower and the Apsaras, the most beautiful woman in the universe, were generated. Then the goddess of fortune Lakshmi appeared. The demigods, great sages, Gandharvas and others offered her their respectful worship. The goddess of fortune could not find anyone to accept as her husband. At last, she selected Lord Vishnu to be her master. Lord Vishnu gave her a place to stay everlastingly at his chest. Because of this combination of Lakshmi and Narayan, all who were present, including the demigods and people in general, were very pleased. The demons, however, being neglected by the goddess of fortune, were very depressed. Then Varuni, the goddess of drinking, was generated, and by the order of Lord Vishnu, the demons accepted her. Then the demons and demigods with renewed energy began to churn again. This time a partial incarnation of Lord Vishnu, called Dhanvantari, appeared. He was very beautiful, and he carried a jug containing nectar. The demons immediately snatched the jug from Dhanvantari's hand and began to run away. And the demigods, being very morose, took shelter of Vishnu. After the demons snatched the jug from Dhanvantari, they began to fight amongst themselves. Lord Vishnu solaced the demigods, who therefore did not fight, but remained silent. While the fighting was going on among the demons, the Lord himself appeared as the incarnation Mohini, the most beautiful woman in the universe. So now we'll read together the text number 1 of this chapter. Shri Shuka Vacham Pite Gare Vrishankena Pritaste Maradanavaha Mamantus Tarasa Sindhum Havirdhani Tatho Bhavat. Sri Shuka Vacha. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, Pite was drunk, Gare, when the poison, Vrishankena, by Lord Shiva, who sits on a bull, Prita, being pleased, Te, all of them, Amara, the demigods, Danava, and the demons, Mamantu, again began to churn, Tarasa, with great force, Sindhum, the ocean of milk, Havirdhani, the Surabhi cow, who is the source of clarified butter. Tata, from that churning, a bhavat was generated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Shukadeva Goswami continued. Upon Lord Shiva's drinking the poison, both the demigods and the demons, being very pleased, began to churn the ocean with renewed vigor. As a result of this, there appeared a cow known as Surabhi. Purport. The Surabhi cow is described as Havirdhani, the source of butter. Butter, when clarified by melting, produces ghee, or clarified butter, which is inevitably necessary for performing great ritualistic sacrifices. As stated in the Bhagavad-Gita, Yagya, Dana, Tapa, Karma, Natyajam Karyam Evatat. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity are essential to keep human society perfect in peace and prosperity. Yagya, the performance of sacrifice, is essential. To perform yagya, clarified butter is absolutely necessary. And to get clarified butter, milk is necessary. Milk is produced when there are sufficient cows. Therefore, in Bhagavad-Gita, cow protection is recommended. Krishi go raksha vanijam vaishya karma sabhavajam. Om ajnana timirandasya jnananjana salakaya chakshuran militam yanam tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Darati Sapadandigam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotabada Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Govigakanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Brijabhanu Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Shivajari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sri Shukuvacha Pite Gare Vrishankena Pritaste Maradanavaha Mamantas Tarasa Sindhum Havedani Tatho Bhavat. Shukadeva Goswami continued, upon Lord Shiva's drinking the poison, both the demigods and the demons, being very pleased, began to churn the ocean with renewed vigor. As a result of this, there appeared a cow known as Surabhi. So after the demigods and the demons, who always are in a kind of competition, and many times there is some war between the demons and the demigods. Because in this material world, so the conditioned souls, they want to live happily, especially by sense enjoyment. And so as explained throughout the Vedic literatures, that in this material world there are always two kinds of human beings. Jivas in the human form of life. So the Sura and the Asura. Sura means the godly persons, the demigods, those who are accepting the Supreme Lord, worshipping the Supreme Lord. And the Asura, those who are not accepting, not worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so many times there's a conflict between the demigods and the demons. So the demigods, they will take shelter with the Supreme Lord, and they are protected by the Supreme Lord. And ultimately they are always victorious, because the Supreme Lord is, that is his mission when he comes in this world. Paritranaya sarunam vinasya chaduskritam dharma samstapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. He comes regularly in this world to protect the devotees. Paritranaya. And then chaduskritam. And then also to destroy the demigods who are against the Supreme Lord, against the devotees, who are not following any religious principles. But dharma has to be established. So therefore the Lord is coming, or is sending his representatives. Because in order to be peaceful in this world, one has to be dharmic. one has to follow dharma. And dharma is established by the Supreme Lord or the representative of the Lord. And also dharma doesn't not only mean the religion or occupational duty, like we have the vana ashram, dharma. Everyone has to be in one vana and one ashram. And one has to have Krishna in the center. And then so satisfy the Supreme Lord, Haritoshanam. So dharma mostly is translated as a religion. But as we know, Sanskrit, many words may have, or one word may have different meanings. Like even Atma, that may refer to the Supreme Lord, to the Jiva, the living entity, and it may refer also, according to the sentence in which the word is placed, it may refer to the body, or the consciousness, the mind. So similarly, dharma has also different meanings. So one of them, it means the nature of something, just like dharma of the water. Water is liquid, it is flowing. And usually water is understood to be used for many things, and especially we sustain on water. So similarly, dharma is absolutely necessary for the living entity. And dharma so means the religion, the occupational duty, or the intrinsic nature of the living entity, that is to serve Krishna, or the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Narayan, Ramchandra Bhagavan. Jivera sopoy Krishnera nityadas. So that is the swarup of the living entities, that is the servant of Krishna. So he has to serve Krishna in a loving relationship. First, the living entity has to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and that we are part and parcels of Krishna, and that we are meant to serve Him with body, mind and words. But in the purified state, so especially in the highest realm, which is Golok, in the spiritual realm, so there the relationship between the Supreme Lord and the Jiva, the living entity, is based on madhurya, on love. And there they are forgetting that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And that is most realizable for Krishna and also for the living entities, the eternal associates of the Lord. That is the highest form of love is there in Golok. Golok. So Lok means planet, Go means the cows, where there are many cows. And here, so in this verse, so as the demons and demigods were churning, after Lord Shiva had drunk the poison, which was detrimental for everyone, as we know poison. So if one is consuming poison, so that is very detrimental, and of course, if the quantity of the poison is strong, then one will die. So the poison was produced, and so which was an obstacle for everyone. It was spread all over the universe. So therefore everyone approached the Lord, Vishnu, and he recommended all of them to approach Lord Shiva, who is very powerful. And they offer prayers to him, befitting his position as a representative of the Lord. So we always should understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the source of everything. As it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Paribhasha Sutra verse. So the essence is mentioned in one verse of the Bhagavatam, which has to be seen throughout the Bhagavatam. Ete chamsa kalam pumsam Krishna's too, Bhagavan Swayam, Indriyar Vyakulam Lokam Ridyante Yuge Yuge. So it is coming every yuga, in every time span, as we know the 4 yugas are there, so the Lord is coming to help the devotees. Indrayari Vyakulam. Vyakul, they are very disturbed. Indrayadi, the demigods, headed by Lord Indra, because of the difficulties given by the demons. Otherwise, they hardly have any difficulty in the heavenly planets. There's so much enjoyment is there. And of course, because they are qualified in the mode of goodness, so there's not much disturbance there. Only the demons, those who have become powerful demons, so they are disturbing the demigods. As in this case here also, and throughout the Bhagavatam we hear. So, so they all offer prayer to Lord Shiva, and so Shiva, of course, we know, Yatha Vaishnavam Shambhu is the greatest of the Vaishnavas. And there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. So one of them is, of course, Krishna is always the source of all transcendental knowledge. And he spoke to Lord Brahma, as explained in Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Harida Ya Adi Kavaye. So that is one Sampradaya, the Brahma Sampradaya, and then Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Devi, who got the transcendental knowledge from Vishnu, Narayan, and who also disseminated this transcendental knowledge. And then one incarnation of the Lord, Hansavatar, spoke to the 4 Kumaras. And that is Rudra Sampradaya. So the Supreme Lord himself, Krishna, spoke to Lord Shiva this transcendental knowledge, and he gave to his disciples, to his followers. So they respected him also, the demigods and the demons, understanding his position as a great Vaishnava, a powerful person. But of course the demons, they had some ulterior motive, whereas the demigods, they want to please the Lord, and they are serving the Lord and taking care of the situation of this material world, the different planets, so that everything and everyone can live peacefully, so that everything is in order. So it appears to be that they are almost accepting him as the Lord, Lord Shiva. But as we also pray every day to the spiritual master, Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Sastrair, so that the servant of the Lord, the spiritual master, is almost as good as the Supreme Lord, because he's fully absorbed in serving Krishna and is representing Krishna. And through him, we can actually approach Krishna. We cannot directly approach Krishna, but through the spiritual master. So it's a transcendental via media by which we can approach Krishna. So therefore he's giving so much respect, as much respect as to the Lord. So therefore before worshipping Krishna we do Guru Puja. We worship the spiritual master, and then we worship Mahaprabhu, then only we can worship Krishna. So therefore he's giving so much respect. And so then the poison, which was first manifested by churning the ocean, so he was asked to drink that, and which he did. And so it was very strong poison, very powerful, and therefore it gave some mark in the neck of Lord Shiva, bluish color. Therefore is known as Nilkant. So he has 3 lines here of bluish color. So because he was drinking and then it remained there. But whatever was left, some drops, the snakes and scorpions, so they took that, and therefore if they bite, so that they can have deadly result for those who are bitten by a snake or scorpion. So then after finally, so they continued with the churning with new energy by the Supreme Lord's mercy, as it is explained. So he entered into the demigods, the demons to some extent, Vasuki, so that they could continue. So Krishna is all pervading, and ultimately everything is happening by the mercy of the Lord. And not even a blade of grass can move without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, as it is commonly said. So then finally, the various things came from the ocean. So here is explained here that Havayadhani, a Surabi cow appeared. So that is explained here by Prabhupada. Havayadhani, so that is the cow which is producing the ghee, Havir. Of course, we know that the cow is producing milk by the mercy of the Lord, which is very essential for the human beings, so that they can be healthy physically, and it is good for the brain, so that they may be able to think properly also, and make proper decisions. So although the subtle body is different from the gross body, but it is acting also through the gross body, like we are thinking. And so if the brain is not in order, if there's some brain damage, then will be difficult to think properly. Although still it may be possible, but it is more difficult, or to remember something. But because the soul is different, and the subtle body is different from the gross body, still it may be possible. So by drinking milk, the body becomes very healthy, and then we can properly think, and then we can properly execute devotional service. And so it is mentioned here, also in the purport, that by Srila Prabhupada, that yagya dana tapa. So everyone has to perform that. And it is purifying the great souls. So the great souls, especially the pure devotees who are self-realized, they are always engaged in the service of the Lord. So they don't need to be purified more. But still it is mentioned here that it is purifying even the great souls, just to instruct us, and because we might be thinking, and as we know, the false ego is very strong. And especially as devotees, we know when we are intelligent and humble, and we analyze ourselves, we see that many times the false ego is acting. And we're thinking we are very special, and we are a great book distributor, or I'm the president, I'm the head pujari, I'm this or that. And we may become proud. But we always have to be in a humble position. Das, das, anudas. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. So, but then even the great personalities who are already pure in existence, so they will still perform these activities in order to set the examples for others. That is the acharya, the teacher, who is engaged in the service of the Lord, fully absorbed in remembering Krishna, but then is teaching others how to serve Krishna. So for that purpose, they are also performing yagya. They are giving dan, donation, tapa. They perform tapasya, like fasting on Ekadashi and Janmashtami. So even the pure devotees, to set the example, they are following all these rules and regulations. Even the Supreme Lord Himself, as explained in Bhagavad-Gita, and Krishna is saying, if I would not do that, follow the rules and regulations, then nobody would follow, and then there will be chaos in this world. So, and for performing these yagyas, milk is required, ghee is required. That is very essential. When we do a yagya, fire sacrifice, we offer ghee, which is obtained by churning. Of course, first the milk is boiled, and then yogurt is produced, and then that is churned, and then we get ghee from that. Sometimes from the cream, they may also get ghee from the cream of the milk. But the traditional, which is considered the first-class ghee, clarified butter, is by churning, by the yogurt and then the churning, and then it is further the butter is then gotten also, and then it is churned further, and then the ghee is obtained. So which is essential for performing the different yagyas. And when we worship the Lord, as during the yagya or in deity worship, we are offering the ghee lamp. And even in cooking, so on daily basis, we are cooking for the pleasure of the Lord, Krishna's pleasure, so we use ghee to cook for the Lord, to make the vegetables, to put on the rice, to put on the chapatis. It is explained in the scriptures, when we offer rice to the deities, so we must put some ghee in the rice, otherwise it is not acceptable to the Supreme Lord. So that is mentioned in the scriptures. So in order that we have sufficient milk, so the cow has to be protected. And and of course we have to take care of the land also. And Krishna is explaining that we have to perform these yagyas, and then there will be rain, and then the grains are coming. So in this way, when Krishna is in the center, and if we protect the cows, then one can live very peacefully in this world. And as explained, so Krishna is living in Golok, in the highest planet. So the different incarnations are there of the Lord, but the Swayam Bhagavan, that is only Krishna. The original Supreme Personality of Godhead, only Krishna is addressed as Swayam Bhagavan. Adi Purush, Mool Roop, the original Personality of Godhead. Ete Chamsa Kalapumsam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. All the other personalities of Godhead are simply expansions, or the expansions of Krishna. And so Krishna is residing in the spiritual world, Golok. So there are unlimited Vaikuntha planets, spiritual planets, in Vaikuntha Lok, unlimited. And in each planet is a Vishnu Murti. And then Ramchandra Bhagavan is there in one planet, Ayodhya. And then the highest realm in Vaikuntha, that is known as Krishna Loka, where Krishna is residing, and that is divided in 4 parts. One is Dwarkapuri, where the expanded form of Brajendananda and Shyamasundar is there, Dwarkadish, simultaneously non-different and different from Krishna. And as a matter of fact, all the Vishnu Murtis, they are non-different and different from Krishna. Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. And then Mathurapuri is there, Mathuresh is residing there, another form of Krishna in Mathura. And then we have Brajendananda Shyamasundar Gopinath residing in Golok, the highest realm. So even there, so it is explained that Golok and Krishna Loka, that is the most exalted place where Krishna is performing his wonderful pastimes with his eternal associates. And then there's one place which is non-different and different also from Golok, that is known as Shvetadip Navadvip, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is residing with his eternal associates. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Sri Radha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya. And so he has appeared in the age of Kali to protect the devotees and to annihilate the demoniac tendencies of the persons who are not inclined to worship the Lord. So the Asuras, he's not killing them, but he's killing their demoniac tendencies. So he has established the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord, and we worship him as such also, Vishai Vigraha, Aradhya Bhagavan, and he is similarly addressed as Swayam Bhagavan, because he is non-different from Krishna. But he has come with the bhav and luster of Srimati Radharani. Krishna Sarupam, Radha Bhava Duty Somitam, knowing Krishna Sarupam, is Krishna Sarup. But he has come with the mood of Radharani and the luster, the duty of Srimati Radharani. So, is Vishaya Vigraha, we worship him also. But at the same time, we take shelter of him. Because by his mercy, we can get Krishna Prem. So, he's Ashray Vigraha also. He's the abode of love. But first, you have to take shelter of Sri Guru, who is also part of the Ashray Vigraha. He has love for Krishna. He has love for Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he established the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. And so he has appeared as a devotee, although he is the Supreme Lord. But he has come to show us how to worship Krishna, in which mood to worship Krishna. So he came with the mood of Radharani, so that is his internal, the eternal aspect of his appearance, to experience the mood of Radharani, and the love she has, and the transcendental pleasure she is deriving by her loving exchange with Krishna. But the Bahiranga Karan, the external reason why he came, so which is, of course, very important, which is for the benefit of the conditioned souls, and for that purpose the Lord is coming, to deliver the fallen conditioned souls. So he came as a devotee to show us how to worship Krishna, in which bhav to worship Krishna, in which mood to worship Krishna. So, because there are many persons who may approach the Supreme Lord, the Absolute Truth, Param Tattva. So it is explained two kinds of transcendentalists. The Nirakarvadi, those who are accepting that the Absolute Truth has no form, the impersonalists, and those Sakarvadi, those who accept the Absolute Truth having a personal form, eternal form, full of bliss and knowledge, Satchidananda Swarup. So even the Mayavadis, they may chant the Maha Mantra, they are meditating on Omkar, they are reciting the Pranav, Om. But they want to merge in the Brahma Jyoti, which is Krishna's effulgence, which is none different from Krishna and different from Krishna, which is all pervading the spiritual realm, which is the Prakash, the light coming from Krishna's transcendental body. So they want to merge in that. Whereas the devotees, so they are worshipping the personal form of the Lord. And so all of them, they may chant the Maha Mantra, even the Mayavadis. But even those who want to go to Vaikuntha, they may chant the Maha Mantra and they may go to Vaikuntha. Those who are worshipping Ramchandra Bhagavan, they are chanting the Maha Mantra, but they were starting with Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and then Hare Krishna, which is mentioned in scriptures. The Maha Mantra is mentioned in this way also. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so because he wanted to establish that Krishna is the source of everything, so he told his devotees to first chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And even to that point, even it is mentioned, the Maha Mantra is also of course mentioned in this way. Iti Sodashakam Nam Nam. And the 16 names, actually that is the only way to get liberation in the age of Kali. But the bhav has to be there, the proper mood has to be there. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to give the proper mood. So we don't even want to go to Vaikuntha, but we respect Narayan, we respect the demigods, we respect everyone, all the jivas, even the living entity in the ant's body. Even we are respecting the demons, but we stay away from them. But we know that actually they're also servants of Krishna. And the pure devotee has love for everyone, but at the same time they keep distance from those who are averse towards the Supreme Lord. But then they have the full love for Krishna, especially Krishna in Braj. But they love everyone, what to speak of Vishnu or Narayan. But they are trying to keep Krishna in the center and try to think of Krishna in Braj most of the time. Especially Brijvasis, so they are fully absorbed in remembering Krishna in Braj, who appears as a gop. And Govardhanadharam Vande, Gopalam, Goparupinam, Gokul Utsavan, Nam Govinda Gopika Priyam. So he's very famous as Giridhari, Govardhana Dharam. He's lifting Govardhan hill, a big hill in his pastime, one of his wonderful pastimes. And he's known as Gopalam, Goparupinam. He has accepted the form of a gop. That is his eternal form. But then it is mentioned he has accepted, but we should know it is his eternal form. As a gop, cowherd boy, taking care in play of the cows and the calves. Gopalam, Gopalan. So taking care of the cows and the calves. And he's known as Govinda also. He's known as Gopal. So his various names according to his activities. So Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale Vaksastare Kostumam Nasagare Muktidam Karatale Venu Kankanam Sarvang Harichandanam Solitam Kante Chamuktavali Gopastri Pariveshtita Gopala Churamani. So it's the crest jewel of all the Gopas. And he's always surrounded by the cows, the Gopas. But especially it's mentioned also the Gopis, who are his most beloved associates. Krishna likes everyone. But he likes most the Gopis actually because of their love for him, which is super excellent. Maria Yashoda's love is most wonderful. But it is explained by the Acharyas that the love of the Gopis especially, that is not to be conceived. We cannot properly understand actually in a conditioned state. As Mahaprabhu has explained, that it is mentioned by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada many times, recited this one verse. Aradhya Bhagavan Varjeshataniya Stadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Pasana Varjavadvarganaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Mamalam Prema Puramattamahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuvatam Idam Tatra Ranaparaha. There is no higher opinion than Mahaprabhu's opinion, who is the Supreme Lord coming as a devotee, showing us how to worship Krishna, in which mood. And that is explaining that Aradhya Dev, that is Krishna, and Tad Dham Vrindavanam, and as worshipable is also his holy place, Vrindavan Dham, and all the associates of him. They have to be respected. And the upasana, the worship of the Vrajavadu, the damsels of Braj. So that is super excellent. Kalpitaha, so that they cannot be properly conceived and understood by the ordinary persons. Even as ordinary sadhakas, we may not be able to fully appreciate. But in purified existence, in the association of the advanced devotees, by the mercy of Guru Gauranga and Krishna, and then of course Srimati Radharani, then we may be able to appreciate the wonderful loving exchange between Krishna, the foremost of all personalities of Godhead, who appears as a cowboy, and the exchange with the gopis. Gopis means also, as we know, so Gopa, the male caretaker of the cows, and Gopi, the female caretaker of the cows. So who are milking the cow sometimes, and then they're selling the products of the cow, the milk, the yogurt, the butter, the ghee, as the gopis. They were selling these products. So we should always try to worship Krishna in the mood of the Brijabasis. So that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to teach the Braj Bhav, and there especially Unad Ujjala Rasam Sabhakti Shriyam, Unad Ujjala Ras. And the highest form of worship, that is the worship of the gopis, who have this love for Krishna, selfless, only trying to serve Krishna, and so much compassion, and trying to help others also. So, and they have all appeared, the gopis, as the associates of Mahaprabhu, the six Goswamis, Swarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda Roy, to give this Krishna consciousness to others. So, and as Prabhupada has explained, as we know, Mahaprabhu himself has explained, and Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, one who is preaching this devotional service to others, trying to give Krishna consciousness to others, or give the holy names to others, distribute books, distribute prasadam, they're the most beneficent welfare worker. So that is the highest seva, is not just to serve the Lord, but then to try to help others, give this to others. Yagya Danam, so sacrifice has to be there, with fire sacrifice, or even in daily life. There are so many obstacles, but by serving nicely, that is known as Yagya also, despite all the difficulties. And then Dana, so we have to give charity, especially as householders, but even others. So we have got Krishna consciousness, the brahmacharis, the sannyasis, they're giving that to others. That is actually the highest form of dan, is to give Krishna consciousness to others, to give the holy names to others. And then tapa, so austerities have to be performed. So always internally we are following the mood of the Brijavasis, especially the gopis, or the Maria Shoda in Vatsalya Bhav, parental affection, or the friends of Krishna, or in Dasya Bhav. But then as a sadhak, in the sadhak Shariyar, as practicing devotees, we follow Rupa Goswami, and of course the Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada. And then so we try to serve the Lord, but then we should try to give Krishna consciousness to others. But even as sadhakas, so in the spiritual kingdom, in Golok, everyone is serving the cows. Krishna is in the center and then the cows are there. And everyone is serving the cows there. But even in this stage, as sadhaka, as practicing devotee, we must serve the cows. Even it is said, if you want to go to Golok, you have to serve the cows. That is the saying which goes in Vrindavan. If you want to go to Golok, you have to do Go Seva. So even as practicing devotee, so we have to do Go Seva. Then we may be able to please Krishna. Even as sadhakas, especially householders, previously they were keeping cows. Now it may not be possible, but only you have to do Go Seva. Feed the cows sometimes, or just caressing the cows. So as brahmacharya, sannyasi, you may not have to do that, but we may go sometimes to the Goshala and see the cows, and caress the cows. So give them prasad. So in this way, so by serving also, remembering the cows, even as sadhaka, so we will get the mercy of Gomata and then the Supreme Lord. So in this way we can make our lives perfect. But all the while performing all our different activities, so we have to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And everything is included in Krishna Nam. So even Yagya Dana Tapa, that is explained. Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupam Murari Vinamita Nirjadharva Dhyana Pujariyatam Kattama Prisakridatam Muktinam Paramamritam Ekanam Jivanam Bhushaname. That is the only ornament for the devotee. That is a verse by Sanatan Goswami from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So there is explaining that it is the ornament of the devotee. The only ornament of the devotee is that he is always chanting Krishna Nam. Namananda Rupam, which is full of transcendental bliss, because not different from Krishna, who is the source of bliss, Paramananda. And then by chanting Krishna Nam, Viramita, Viram, Dena. So the cycle of birth and death which is going on, living in this world, dying, taking birth, living in this world, dying, samsara, this chakra of birth and death, the wheel of birth and death that is stopped. The full stop is there by taking shelter of Krishna Nam. And then Dana, Yagya, Tapa, Puja, everything is included by chanting properly Krishna Nam. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Any comment or question? Yes, Mike?
Hare Krishna. As far as cow protection is concerned, since over the times things have changed, and the nature of cow killing is not the traditional nature when the humans would only kill cows. It's now an industry. The cow slaughter industry is catering to other industries, the FMCG, fast food, consumer goods, biscuits, ice cream.
Yes.
And the medicine industry, and all other industries also. Now, for example, ice cream is a milk product and at the same time it contains a talc.
It is what? It is milk program?
Ice cream,
yes.
We understand as a milk product, as a blessing of cows, but the demonic Kali demoniac heights have gone to the extent that they have mixed in tallow from cow slaughter.
Acha, yes.
Within ice creams also.
Uh-huh.
There is also, the medicines are made from cow bones.
Yes.
Almost all the soaps have it. And actually devotees who love cows unknowingly also have to use that.
Oh, well, now you can avoid.
Yeah.
Why you have to eat ice cream? But you can make your own ice cream. Don't buy from outside. You can get naturals. You can go, the Gomata products are there. They make soap without any of these products which are there. So we have to use our intelligence, and we have to try to avoid as much as possible things produced by the materialistic people who are using the ingredients of the cow.
So my question is that, number one, the awareness is not there, the knowledge is not there. Number two, for example...
So therefore we have to get knowledge from those who know. Yeah. Awareness has to be there. We have to get knowledge, very important.
Yes. So,
yeah, you can continue.
Devotees are dependent on knowledge of the Vyasa-asana.
Yes.
From Prabhupada books. And from all the departments of the temples also, they have to be kind of a little reflective of the trend that is going on. Now the problem is that within the temple everything goes on as per Srimad Bhagavatam. But the market doesn't go as per Srimad Bhagavatam, and the restaurants also do not go only as per Srimad Bhagavatam. They continue as the market trends. What is sold in the market, and devotees also have a taste of it. Therefore ice cream are also sold.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. So there is a danger there.
So how can this Vyasa-asana influence all the other departments also, so that at the time of decision making, competition is considered, not just
yes.
on the days of Govardhan Puja and Gopashti.
Yes.
Every second decision making, because competition is now, what soaps are we using, what manjan are we using, how are we celebrating our festivals,
yes.
how are we celebrating our birthdays. So I think that idea has to go on.
That is a, yes, yes, that is, yes, that is a very good point, important point. And so, yes, definitely that is my opinion also, that we should not use any of these things which are produced by outside persons, not only in the temple but also in the ISKCON restaurants. These things should not be used, and it is very clear in my mind, in my consciousness, and as far as I can, I will always try to speak to, if I have the opportunity, the chance to explain that to some devotees who are not able to follow or who don't want to follow. So I will always try to do that. At the same time, it is not so easy, because even amongst the devotees, we should try to understand that there are first class, second class and third class devotees. So the Uttam Vaishnav, who is fully absorbed in remembering the Lord and serving with pure love, and then there are those who are in the intermediate platform. They are not yet so much purified in consciousness, but they are on the way to perfection. And then those who are known as the third class, or the Kanishtadikaris, in the neophyte state. And so their consciousness is not pure, and they are still, they are chanting the holy names, they may worship the Lord, but it is not pure. And they are performing this devotional service, but it is covered by aparad, different kinds of aparad offenses. One of them is namaparad, which is the root cause of all other offenses, but not properly chanting the holy names. But then even in ordinary life, so we have to be very careful that we don't perform any kind of aparad. So even, for example, seva aparad towards the Lord, the offenses in deity worship, even the aparad towards the dham, the holy dham, and towards the Vaishnavas, Vaishnava parad, or even jiva hingsa, towards the common man. So we always have to try to treat the common people also. So those who are not yet so advanced, they may not be able to chant purely, and so that means the consciousness is not pure, and because of that, so they will also perform other aparads, and they will then decide, for example, that, oh, it is not such a big problem, so now I have a restaurant, and some have to make money because I have to maintain myself, so chalega, it will go, no problem. We may use some things which are produced by the outside people, which may not be pure. So some persons may be like that, but we should try to avoid that. And as far as we can, so we may, as far as we can, we may help and we may advise the devotees to be pure. Pure in consciousness, pure in speaking, and pure in acting also. And so then the environment should be pure, and whatever is used, whatever we're dealing with, as much as possible should be pure. Which may be a great challenge in this world, because as we know, as we say, that so many things are contaminated, and sometimes we may use something and we may not even have the knowledge that it is not pure. So like in the beginning also there were no Gomata products, and then we were just using normal toothpaste or soap. But then we get knowledge and then we try to avoid to use that. We use only the pure things. But somebody who's not so much in pure consciousness, he may not take it so seriously. So those who are not yet so advanced, the neophyte devotees, the materialistic devotees, but we ourselves, we try to be pure, and then we try to give the pure teaching, pure bhakti to others, as much as possible. But if somebody is not able to, what to do? But then we at least, if somebody is at least worshipping the Lord, that is all right. But then he may think it is not so important, all these small things. Then what to do? But we try our best to be pure, and then to give a pure message and act purely and use everything which is pure. And we try to give this to others also as much as we can. But sometimes not everyone will accept. It is just the nature of this world, and the different, even jivas on the different platform, even in the form of a devotee. Not everyone is on the same platform. Is that all right?
Thank you, Guru. Yeah. If I know something about it, how can I relay the message?
Well, if you know something about that, yeah, well, you may...
maybe I can give it to you later on.
Yeah, you can give it to me later on. So maybe, I don't know, maybe also some things I don't know, because Krishna is unlimited. Knowledge about Krishna is unlimited. And similarly, even in the material world, so many things are going on. We cannot know everything. And new products are coming. New pure things are there, and new things which we may not know what it is in our daily life. So we always, yes, it is good if you have something which you can share, and we may also try to see what you're sharing. And maybe it will help us and help others also. So you can, after the class, you can share the information which you have, which I may not have myself, or the general devotees. But now, mostly the devotees are aware of that, and they try to be pure. But it is true that sometimes something will escape our notice. So, and sometimes even it is mentioned pure cow ghee. And even the green dot is there, pure vegetarian. But we have also seen, we have even tested some of the cow ghees, and it was then found not to be pure. So it is a big challenge in this world, big challenge. So we try to be pure. So therefore in the Kali Yuga there is Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. There is only one way. Because to get pure ingredients to worship the Lord, to do yagya is very difficult. To get pure cow ghee, to get pure milk, unless you have your own cows, your own ghee, it is difficult. And even honey, to get pure honey, as we know, usually is mixed with sugar or gur. So by chanting the holy names with pure consciousness, then even if there's some difficulty there, some shortcoming, it may be resolved by the mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.